What is up, guys? It's Keep Woodman's here, and this is, we call him Joey pretty much.
Yeah.
Joey Alvarez, or he's online.
Alvarodiaz.
Alvarodiaz.
Yeah.
This is his Ripple deck profile. He got top 8. Top 8 because everyone split a top 8.
Yeah, top 8
and
split.
Joey's a good player at a local. Has been there since forever. You know, he got first place at Springfest like 2 years ago.
Yeah. I took a break, but
got second place at the last ARG in Tampa.
yeah, Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa. So and you got third place at the Nats, right? Was in 3v3, right?
Yeah, in nationals. So that was actually due to a decklist malfunction, but we won't talk about that.
But no, Joey always been that notorious player at our local. So
I guess. So first, obviously the Ripple profile. This deck's pretty bonkers.
Yep.
A lot of the tournament, actually, Sanctuary Guard. I saw Sanctuary Guard more than Ripples, but
yeah,
Ripples
was the more Ripples.
Yeah, more Ripples topped, and just the deck's bonkers. But to start, I'll go with it's the ride chain. So you start with the grade 0. He has to be the starter in every Ripple build. Right on top of it with the correct grade 1. Look at the top 7 for the correct 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But then after the start, I'll just go into the 3s. I go 4 of the Legion.
All right.
The Legion is really good. You have to run 4 in every deck, so you can spam his on-ride skill with Odysseus.
Just get free cards.
Yeah, his skill is on-ride, counterblast 1, look at the top 3, add a Ripple to hand, so it's a free +1. When you have 1 or 2 Odysseus, you can keep on riding him and keep on getting +1s.
More of a +1, that way you get rid of a grade 3 from your deck. Less chances of drive taking it.
Yeah, and if you need attackers, you just you ride over this. It's automatically a 13k attacker.
Yep.
Which is really good.
And you can pretty much swap a draw trigger for him.
Yeah. Well, any bad card. So
bad card.
it's quite good. Its second effect, it's when you Legion. It Legions with this Genovius.
Yep.
Its skill is when it swings, if you have 3 or more units in the front row that are rested, you can stand a unit and unflip a damage. And when you have 3 or more units in the back row that are rested, you draw a card. So this card is just all advantage, and it makes a field from nothing. So it's really, really good, and this is the finisher of the deck every time, bar none. You can't really talk about this card without explaining this card.
His mate?
The mate, Genovius. I'll just do this.
His skill's not bad.
His skill's really good. His skill is Limit Break 4, Counterblast 2, and pitch a copy of himself. And you,
Persona Blast.
Yeah, Persona Blast. And you stand all of your rear guards, which this deck actually rushes really, really hard. So by the time you ride and Legion, they can't take the constant 10k guards from their hand.
Yep.
Because you have your whole field. So you just swing with this, swing with 1 column, swing with another column, swing with the Vanguard, stand 2 more columns. That's at least 5-6 cards that they have to use just to guard.
Yep.
So it's really good, and that's it for the grade 3s.
Only 7 grade 3s.
Only 7, yeah. I don't like running 4 Genovius because really you only need you only need 1 in your hand, and I'd rather have an extra spot for my grade 2 lineup.
That makes sense.
Than having just 4 of this, because this deck you actually don't want a lot of grade 3s in your hand. It's bad. Next for the grade 2s, really good card. Pavroth, the Rising Ripple Pavroth.
The ride chain.
The ride chain. His skill is when you have the grade 1 in the soul. First of all, it gets plus 1k, so it's a 10k body. And when it hits, you get stand 1 of your rear guards and give it a +3. It's really good because you're able to get the ride chain really consistent with this deck. So the on-hit pressure is always there. And the thing that's really underrated is that's a 10k base when you get it. So your on-hit effect with this card, it'll always work. But when when your opponent has an on-hit effect, you can just make, it's usually 14.
Yeah, you give them a 10, so you
just make it 10, no pass.
Not only that, if there's still a grade 1, you give them a 7k booster, you're hitting.
Yeah, it's 17.
Yeah,
it makes 17 columns, so unless they drop 20k guard for 1 to pass, they're in deep trouble. Or 20k guards no pass, 15k guards to 1.
Yeah,
which
is almost not worth it.
Yeah,
early game's not worth it.
Early game is just not worth it, so it's just strong. Next grade 2 is Tidal Assault. He's been a staple in Aqua Force
since set 13.
Since set 13 came. Yeah. I chose to run him instead of Lapis the ripple that gains 3k whenever it swings. I just like, for me, this deck's mainly about the rush.
Yeah.
And for me, I found that Tidal Assault gave a better rush than Lapis. Lapis is really good late game and when you Legion, but I just prefer him. He gives extra attacks early on, and with Tidal Assault extra attacks, and with this guy's on hit effect of giving extra attacks, it's just bonkers.
Makes sense.
Like that's why, in my opinion, this deck you always want to go first against this deck, because if this deck goes first, it's just too free. In my opinion.
All right.
After Tidal Assault, we just run 2 turtles.
Yeah, 'cause I remember you're not a fan of the
I don't like 4 turtles because for me, turtle's really only good early game. Like turn 2, he's only good for 2 turns, and then once you ride the Legion, I just don't foresee him being that great.
He's just a 7k unit.
Yeah, he's just a 7k unit, and he's, like I said, he's really good early because he becomes 9 when your opponent's either at 7
Or 9
with Odysseus. But after the first few turns, he's really not all that scary. Also, for me, this usually whiffs.
Yeah.
Even with
Except with
Odysseus.
Except with Zavani.
Zavani, it always hits. But against mostly everyone else, it whiffs. But I just run him just because the odds of hitting him are still relatively high.
Yeah, it's like a 50-50 chance pretty much.
Yeah. So that's why I run him just to, like I said, only because he's only useful for me early game.
All right.
And then finally, the last 2 slots, couple dagger stand.
Really good card. Really good card.
Yeah. I run it because as well, this deck's made to rush. So I find that couple dagger plus Tidal plus Pavroth really helps the early game rush.
You can pretty much put your opponent to 4 damage.
Yeah, very easily. And also, the deck doesn't really counterblast too much, so I can abuse the the skill. So I don't get hurt by
only cards that counterblast is just the Legion.
The Legion.
That's it.
Yeah, the Legion and this. That's all. So I get to abuse these skills quite a lot. Also, it's 11 when I hit, so he's useful early
and late.
And also it sets up Lambros for me, which I still run. So it helps for that aspect, and just all around good card. Next grade 1s. Some might say it's the deck.
Most controversial card right now.
Odysseus.
AKA the better Darwin.
Yeah.
The better Darwin.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're poop now.
Yeah. So this is just makes your deck amazing. His skill is you put anything into the soul. You search for the same a ripple the same grade as a Vanguard. You ride it, and then you call something out with the same grade as your Vanguard of the soul, and give it plus 2k. So this just makes your ride chain always consistent because you don't need to open up with the grade 1 to have it complete. If you just have a 1, 2, and 3 with this card out, you don't need any of the ride chain. You just throw down any card and you complete your ride chain. So this helps consistency for that, as well as its skill is pretty broken because it always gives you an attacker. No matter if your hand's poop or whatever, it gives you an attacker and plus 2k. So you're making with grade 2s and 3s either 11Ks or 13Ks attackers, which is really strong. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh card that they made into Vanguard, so I don't know why they did this, but it's just really strong and MVP of the deck for sure.
Does it make you skilled?
Huh?
Does it make you skilled?
Very skilled.
Just
You have
like-
to open him.
Just like Laurel.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. Next is the grade 1 of the ride chain. Yeah, you just need to run him. he's part of the ride chain.
Yeah,
you need to run 4 of him.
At least he's a 7k booster, unlike the old right chain. So
Yeah. Exactly. He has another notorious skill where it was actually errated now, where it said when any when another unit rides on top of it, looking for the top 7. That's not the ride chain. You look for the grade 2, the top 7 for the
now
grade 2.
it has to be the same grade.
But now it has to be the same grade because people were
using Odysseus.
Yeah,
skip the grade 2
early
when they
on.
were at 0. So then when your turn came out, you were a grade 3 and they were a
a 1. So it was just not fair for obvious reasons, but still very good. It's a ripple in his name, so you can search him out for this.
Yep.
And you just need to run 4 of him.
And still decent booster. 7k booster's never bad.
Always good.
It's an AK body too.
Yeah.
AK body.
Next, the Seagull.
Oh,
Okay,
so good.
so this is
finally
my
someone
tech.
else plays the Seagull. So good.
This is my tech. People run in this spot usually Wheel Assault And what is this, the little girl, Chloris?
Yeah.
The one that
Chorus.
binds? Yeah, I don't like Chloris, but
Or stride enablers.
yeah. No, I don't run stride enablers.
Go and stride.
No, you don't really stride too much. So his skill is Chibi's skill is when it's when it boosts the 4th attack or more, you add it back to your hand. But the main skill that I use it for is it's on call skill,
Yeah, Soul
which
Blast
is
1,
Soul
give
Blast 1 gives something plus 3k. The secondary skill is just so good because it has so much utility. If you have Tidal Assault on the field, you give Tidal Assault plus 3k.
Yep.
So then it can swing at the Vanguard
12 and
regardless.
7.
Yeah. If you have, you can even give the power boost on the Vanguard. So like, let's say you have Pavroth, and your opponent's at grade 2. You have a 7k booster behind Pavroth. That's 17. If you call him, you can make it 20. So then it's 20 to their 9. So always making it really good columns. He's just all around good card, and he's my favorite tech. I was playing Wheel Assault before, and I feel that this card just does a lot more.
What changed your mind?
About Wheel Assault?
Yeah. What changed
Well, I was just messing with the deck, and I wasn't playing Couple Dagger Sailor, so I needed Wheel Assault to use Lambros. That's why I couldn't play him. But I decided to add in Couple Dagger Sailor by taking out 2 of the turtles, and because I have that many extra attacks, I can add him in.
All right, that makes sense.
So that's why. It was just a multitude of things just culminated in it. And then finally,
The Sentinel.
for Perfect Guards, I don't run the Quintet Wall, only because if I Quintet Wall all of the grade 3s, all of these guys in the drop zone, I won't be able to spam it with Odysseus.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I don't want to do this. This card's
And not
too
only
good.
that, when nowadays with stride swing for like 40 something K
Yeah,
numbers, like the Quintet Wall might not make it.
Yeah, so
I
I just prefer the Sentinels. Obviously, he lulls around and depolices, so I like the old Perfect Guards rather than the new.
Why not do it
The
too?
Justin Biebers.
The Beavers, the Believers. So they're quite good. All around, I like them better than Quintet Walls.
I agree.
And that's it. And then we'll go on. I'll go on the strides before this.
All right, that's fine. Whatever you're comfortable with.
So first, I do 4 Lambros.
Your win condition.
He is the win condition.
Well, he's not. He's one of the win conditions for this deck. I run 4 because Lambros is really good first turn stride as well. With his first turn stride, it doesn't give the 10k when it stands 2 units,
But the game,
but it stands. So if they're at 5, they have to guard everything anyway. So I might as well.
Yeah.
And he's just always a good card, and I'm still able to use him because I run the Tidal Assaults and the Couple Dagger Sailors. So that's why I'm still able to use him.
All right.
He's just all around a good card and the best stride for Aquaforce right now. Next, I'm just gonna go over each one. I only run 2 of these because I only plan on striding into this once.
Yeah.
I don't like running 4 because if you have to stride into this the second time, you're probably going to lose already. So no need to run more than 2. He's a good first turn stride, but after that,
And then you don't play that many ripples, like
yeah. Well, I do.
as compared to most people, because you don't play
Yeah.
the grade 2 and everything. So
Yeah, so he's
because you can whiff with him, so it makes sense.
He just get it 2. I play this guy when I have a full field, so I don't need to ride him.
Yeah.
And it's a really good on hit. You draw.
Call another unit.
Yeah,
if you have to.
Third attack, if it hits, you draw, and if you want, call another unit. And I run this is if they're at 5, third attack or more for every one of my units, I counterblast 1, give it 5k. So it gives extra attacks more power. And like I said, I still run Couple Dagger and I still run Tidal Assault.
Yeah.
So this can be very, very useful.
It makes Tidal Assault
Yeah.
5k never happen.
I usually don't go into this, but it's there. I usually don't go into these 2 mainly, but they're just there just in case, in desperate situations. So that's it for the strides, and then the triggers. 4 Supersonic Sailors. I never really use the skill, but it's just nice to have a cool skill.
Yeah, unflip just in case.
To be honest,
$7 crit.
it's a 7. Why is it 7?
It unflips.
I don't know.
No one has said 9.
Another 4 crits. This one is also bonkers. Its skill is when it boosts. If you have 2 or more other ripples rested, you can put it on the bottom of the deck, search the top 5 of your deck for a ripple, and add it to your hand.
Yep.
So you can use this if you whiff early game and have this, you can use it early game to boost like even your Vanguard and look at the top 5
Yeah.
to just try and search for that Odysseus.
And that way you have more
Yeah.
crits in the deck. In case you have too many triggers in your hand, you're like,
Yeah, it's always good to put triggers back. That's why Legion's a good concept. 4 draws.
all triggers have effects.
Yeah, exactly. This goes into the soul and gives plus 3k.
The Margot clone.
Yeah, the Margot clone. It's good when you want to make perfect numbers to attack. So it's just another option to have. Also, even though the deck does get a field, I always like having 4 draws just for draw power. So
yeah,
it works for me. And then
the staple is always 4 heals.
Always 4 heals because I don't want to die.
We're not Zvani. He plays less than 4 heals.
Oh really?
Plays 3.
Oh, maybe that's why he loses. All right, so then.
Do you remember what you fought in the 7 rounds?
Yes, absolutely. So for the first, so the last round we were gonna play, but it was gonna be a tie. But if I had played you, I would have played against 4 Sanctuary Guards.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, 4 Sanctuary Guards, 2 Ripples, and 1 Eradicator, which was Tommy.
Oh, that's Tommy. And you fought him.
And I fought him
top 16 in like round 5.
Yeah. So I ended up fighting Erads twice.
Interesting, because like there was only like 3 Narukami that would just eat.
Yeah, I was lucky.
Tommy just playing Erads.
Yeah.
The one guy playing Brawl, and who was the guy playing Vermilion that beat Gerald?
He's infamous, actually. But yeah, this deck, honestly, Sanctuary Guard is a good matchup against this deck because it can fight early game.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of G-Break decks like Gear Chronicle,
yeah, they can't handle this deck.
Vermilion, they do all their stuff post grade 3, so they can't handle it. So the decks that maybe the reason why Sanctuary Guard was so prominent is because it can fight this deck.
Yeah. But I noticed most people weren't playing like my build was more aggro.
No, they were doing. From what I saw, they were doing 12 crits.
Yeah.
12 crit, the Saki build.
Yeah, I was playing stands, and then the grade 2. If he hits, I get more bored.
Yeah, no. They were just doing sack to win. So that was it. But yeah, the tournament was good. Top 8 was 4 Ripples, 2 Deep Police,
1 Royal,
1 Shadow. So it just shows how prominent this deck is at the moment.
And then it was 7 Ripple in top 16, right? It was
7. So until CBD is gonna come out, this deck will be prominent. Even when CBD comes out, it'll still be prominent because it's just so consistent.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it, man.
What were your MVP cards of the whole tournament?
Okay.
What cards won you the most games or in the most dire situation when you were about to lose?
Obviously, these 2 are at the forefront. Because you use these. This is the best card in the deck. You're able to spam it and get attackers.
And you have 2, you keep using him.
Yeah, and it's just overall consistency. This is the finisher because it's just the best card with the grade with the Genovius in here. And then also the third one I guess would be this guy.
Yeah, he's so good.
He just makes He just makes like your board just that much better.
It does.
These and also like you just put them on the Legion turn. If you call this out, it would be 13 with Odysseus. You call him behind it, and then it's 23 column when you use the skill. So it helps on the Legion turn as well.
Makes sense.
So these 3 cards are what won me the most games. I was 5-1-1. My one
we had
loss
the same record.
Was to Sanctuary Guard.
And the one tie was to Sanctuary.
And the one tie was to Sanctuary. So shows that deck's pretty good.
Which is funny. You fought all the Sanctuary Guards because I fought all the Shadows.
Well, they need somebody to beat them down, I guess.
Well, for me, it was pretty much since I fight Devin all the time. It was like I was fighting. I've had an amazing diet, and then I fought junk food.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what it was.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's about it for the deck. At the moment, but yeah, thank you for watching, I guess.
No problem. Thanks, Joey. Appreciate it. And Team Limits, sign off.
Peace.